Hello, my dear friend. Let's discuss the idea of your social life and your friendships in a marriage. It could be a courtship too, but in all your romantic relationships, typically marriage. We need each other. See, the human being species is really the only species that cannot survive without a fellow human being. It's true. It's very difficult for us to survive. But in 1 Corinthians 15, verse 33, evil company corrupts good morals. Evil company corrupts good habits. Evil company is going to corrupt you, all the good values that you have. So you need to be very careful as to whom you associate with. We are spiritual beings. There's a body, soul, and spirit. So we interact unseen to our naked eyes. So you can have things transferred. You can easily pick up things from people. If someone has a spirit which is not of God, typically behind a bad habit, you can pick it. You can interact with the person to the point where you realize you are talking and behaving and doing what the one is doing. So just know that. And if the one actually has a spirit that seeks to attack, then you can have very serious trouble from that association. Now, there are benefits of friendships. But let me mention to start with that your spouse should be your best friend. A friend is someone who knows all about me but loves me all the same. A friend is someone who, when everyone says you can't do it, encourages you and says you can. That's a friend. That's why Jesus is the best friend, because he knows all about me but loves me all the same. Now, love, which you get, care, kindness, company, communication, in conversation, support that you can receive, important lessons, growth, building of good and godly character, sharpening of skills, maturity. You can go on and on and on, apart from monetary or other gifts in kind, material things. You can have all kinds of benefits from good association or good socialization and good friendships. But don't be a person who goes about loving things and using people. Use things and love people. Don't just socialize with things. If you're engaged in sports or some kind of game or activity, don't be loving the things. And after the game is over, the activity is over, you don't care about the person's welfare anymore. Some of you extend it to other places at work or even in church or in ministry, where if it is not preaching, teaching, activity in church, it doesn't care about you at all. Some call you only when they want someone's phone number or asking you the time when the meeting begins. It doesn't think of your welfare. How many times do you call someone or text someone or contact someone because I'm thinking of you, how are you doing? And you mean it sincerely. You have to practice it. It will not just come like that. So don't be a people person. Be a people person. Don't just socialize with things that cannot love you back. Iron sharpens iron. Proverbs 27, verse 17. Okay, so a man sharpens the countenance of his friend. So you sharpen each other. You don't dampen each other, or you don't become a wet blanket on someone's fire. Okay. Now let me just suggest. It's a suggestion. You can modify and add some more in your relationship. Typically in your marriage, what are a few things you can discuss about your friendships? Because friends have been a big hindrance to some people's marriages and have been a cause of divorce, marital separation, and a lot of people who are not responsible in their homes and marriages. Friends pull them apart. Typically friends who are divorced or are not able to marry properly or decide not to be responsible and marry. And they want you to be their classmates. So they pull you around and fool you around and find a way of making you like them. Be careful. Don't allow that to happen. And if you know you are somebody who is doing disservice to your friend indirectly, or being jealous or envious, or being sinister, having malice, intentionally befriending somebody, or pulling the one to be helping you, or doing stuff and doing things to take the one away from the husband or wife, doesn't please God. Please stop it. And watch out for someone who will be doing that to you. Don't allow it. Well, first thing I want to suggest, make a list of your friends and find the level of the friendship. We have best friends, close ones, some are casual, familiar ones, acquaintances. Discuss. Let your partner know right from the courtship who are your close friends, the level of friendships. Please, I don't think it's advisable when you marry. Nobody should text you. Nobody should call you. Who is that? Who is this? You don't control people like that. Okay? There should be freedom. You have your individuality, although you are married. I'm sitting here doing this recording. My wife is sleeping. Actually, it's the night I'm doing this. She's sleeping. We are two individuals. Even if Jesus comes, I'll leave here and go with you. My wife will leave the bedroom and go with Jesus. You see? You know, so don't behave as if you are in charge of the person's life. It must also be a voluntary surrendering of your will to God and to each other to make each other happy. So make a list. Let me know. Don't hide your friends and others from me unless you have some other motives. If he has been an old boyfriend, girlfriend, make sure you cut off the romantic cords. Don't leave, it's a 10 calls you cut and you just leave one. And you keep making some phone calls at 3 in the morning, at 1 in the night, and you lie and you go and visit. And it's common with old spouses, say you divorced or you separated, whatever it is. But you're still in such a contact that is not helping our present relationship. So let's be careful about that. Secondly, discuss how to make good friends in general. There are ways of making good friends. Friends don't hit you spontaneously. There was a time when I was a very active professor on some campus in the United States. I was asked to talk to international students at their annual banquet. And I explained to them that one of the complaints of international students is that they don't have friends. People don't befriend them. I told them you don't just go around looking for friends anyhow and people become friends. No, you make friends. You make them. You carefully and thoughtfully and wisely and out prayerfully relate to people. Don't come too close to people anyhow. And when you are talking to people, don't forget you are talking to every other spirit present too. So be careful. Third point, discuss and learn how to adjust and relate to your friends. Typically those who are married, because they have spouses and children and all the rest of them, when they are married, they are committed to their spouses first. Don't engage them at a time when they have to be there helping the wife or husband, especially if they appear to be too close. It becomes a concern for the partner. Don't use things like ministry, that I'm going to follow up, I'm going to pray for, I'm going to do this at a time when your wife needs you. Don't be receiving phone calls at a time when you are together doing something important for the two of you to enjoy. In the morning, you're going to drop your wife or husband. That is when that lady or that gentleman is calling and you engage in conversation when you have to be conversing with your spouse. Do it very brief and then you let the one go. Or say, can I call you later? You have to learn to adjust to some of those things. They can give problems. You see, I'm a people person, you know that. And sometimes I have to be careful when after school. I remember one day after school, a student had called. You are so used to them, and maybe the student has a problem that whilst you are eating with your wife, then you're on the phone, instead of just 2 minutes, and say, I'll call you back. Then you find yourself talking and talking and talking. If you're not careful, you talk. By the time you finish, your wife has finished eating. You didn't interact. Well, once in a while, it can be an emergency. But be careful about that. When you go out to say, I'm coming, go with a friend, and 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, I don't know where you are. Some wouldn't even call home. They bring their spirit of singleness into the marriage. We should finish being single. He's still behaving as if he's on campus, as if when he was not married. Learn it on a cell phone for so long. The women do it too. See, women do it too. So you are sitting at a restaurant and a phone call comes and you're on it talking and laughing and your partner is sitting down. You see, don't get so close your partner gets so concerned. Discuss it. Don't also try to control your partner to the point that getting close to anybody is a taboo and it's an offense and it is sinful and it is not good. You just have to adjust. There's no formula. But learn to trust God and trust each other. When trust is not there, that is the thing, the word T-R-U-S-T, trust. You see, you earn trust like certificate. It's what you do. So if you have put things in my mind and I'm not comfortable with, I can't trust you. And some of what you do during the courtship can build mistrust. And the fear of God is always the beginning of wisdom. With the word of God and prayer, you focus well and it is very strong in the relationship. It breaks down some of these barriers. Number 4, there are other forms of association in your life, groups and organizations you belong to, and you must be discussing. You don't spend too much time with people like that. You see, some close from work, the work is over at 5, association meets at 5:30, I'm the president, I'm the organizer, and then you go there, you come home by 9 p.m. And you keep doing that here and there. If it's just once in a week, okay, I agree, and it's fine. But there are some people, they go for choir practice on Monday, and then on Tuesday they are going for a youth meeting, and on Wednesday they are leading prayer meeting, on Thursday they are going to give a talk to these people, on Friday they lead the confession part of the all-night prayer meeting, and on Saturday, that is not good. Balance your family life with activities, okay? Plan your life, including your career and everything, ministry, around your family. Don't plan those things and build your family around that. No. So discuss these associations and balance it. If you can delegate someone to do it, don't get up by all means, be a jack of all trades, master of none. I have to be here. If I'm not there, it's not going to go on well. You see, when you're married, be committed to God and to your spouse first. Because you see, the credit you get before God is most important. You can have so much feeling that where even you're not supposed to be there, you want to be there, you want to be part of it. Learn to delegate properly, appropriately. You have to nurture people and train people to do some of them. Number 5, there's a need to break relationships that are unhealthy. Friendships and associations are not helpful. Break them. Sever them. Cut them off. If you know it is taking away too much of your time, the one doesn't have a good habit, the character of the person, know your limit. Take a decision. If your will has been weakened because of your past, work on it. Sometimes we go so much with the person and we know it's harming us, but it's like a soul tie. Mention the name, stand up on St. John 8:36. If Jesus sets me free, I become free indeed, and break that soul tie. Soul tie. Especially if you have had sexual relations with the person. Sometimes money, it is work, and all the rest of them. Sometimes they engage in business and things. And spending too much time with that man or that lady doing business at the expense of your home, the homework of the children. Time for your spouse. You don't have time even for recreation and going out to enjoy. You don't have time to lie down and converse. Sometimes they are more married to computers and married to ministry, married to their hospitals, married to their accounting, married to so many things, to their law courts, married to their politics, married to their farming and their driving. Is at dawn in the taxi or Uber or whatever it is, and comes in the night. A friend told me he'll be eating, I'll be sleeping. When are you going to take some time off? Some go to work, they get up when the kids are sleeping, they come when the kids are sleeping. The woman does everything in the house. From homework to parent-teacher meeting, paying of fees and everything. And there are some people, the kids see them only on Sundays because he goes to work up to Saturday. And when he's at home, he's sleeping. We have to balance your friendships, your relationships. Don't let any organization or group of friends take you away from your family time. Number 6, give up any membership or close relationship with groups that are redundant. You don't need to be there. You are so used to it that you can't grow out of some of them. Okay? Grow out of some of them. Don't let it hinder your marriage. You see, if you are called into ministry and it's a genuine call, ask God how to do it and plan it properly so that your husband or your wife doesn't go through a stress or financial stress. And sometimes we think we are sacrificing for God. It's not true. In some of them, it's bad planning. You act of emotions, you get up and you call things full time, half time, quarter time, whatever time they call it. And you jump anyhow out of emotions. And later on, they begin to envy others who go ahead of them, and they begin to think that they misusing tithes and offerings and all the rest of them. When you didn't plan well, you see, plan things well. It's the same with marriage. You don't start well, misuse credit cards, get loans. Some get loans for weddings and things. And then when things are not going well, begin to envy the marriages of your friends and people, and then you begin to complain. The same with ministry. You don't start well, you started too big. Sometimes business too big. They don't know how to take baby steps. And then they get problems. And then you can blame witches and wizards and all the rest of them. We know they are there. But don't give room for their activities. So be very careful of your memberships and these organizations and attaching yourself to people who also want to use you. They make you think that you are so talented, and when they see you have money and you have the strength and things, they use you. See, in the end, it goes against you. Don't let people use you anyhow at the expense of your life, when it is not God's will, at the expense of typically your family life. Number 7, discuss any form of obligations and duties towards your friends and associations that you have to fulfill. Getting loans you are not paying, relying too much on people, promises you made. Some didn't marry some people, but then they got money from them for down payment for the car. Some even had joint accounts. Some they work out their papers for immigration papers for them to get their green cards and their citizenship and all the rest of them. And then they get into problems. They won't tell the whole story to their spouses. And later on, problems. You see? Be very honest and sincere and discuss your friendships and associations with your spouse at the beginning of the relationship. And discuss obligations before you're married. Don't be hiding them. Okay? Sometimes it's a friend, but it's a kind of a distant relative. And there are obligations, and you won't let me know. You see? So work on that. Number 8, have standards and principles to observe for the best friendship and associations that will ultimately bless your marriage, finally bless your marriage, your home, your family, and what won't take you away or obstruct you or degrade your values. So discuss it and be listening to each other. When you want to suggest to your husband or wife to do it nicely, prayerfully, and lovingly, find teachable moments. Don't get upset and angry, and when the one arrives right at the door, you slam it on the face or behave in a way of silent treatment and harsh tones, whatever you do. Be very careful about that. You see? So if you know that the association with this person, be careful. The way you say it and the way you make it, this is like the world has come to an end. No, don't do that. Sometimes the core of the problem is not the friend, it's your husband or wife who has a habit, who has a spirit he's not working on. See? So sometimes don't blame the friend. Sometimes they hide things from people. There are people who have done things to people without making them know they are even married. Or they are committed to the person. You see. So have standards and principles. Biblical standards the best. But be discussing it and give suggestions. Don't say, be careful of him. Be careful of her. You see, there are two kinds of criticisms. Constructive criticism. If one is said we shouldn't do it, suggest a substitute. Don't drink water. Tell us what to drink. But destructive criticism is when they say, don't drink water. You don't tell us what to drink. Don't live like that in your relationship. I've told you to stop this. Teach the child. I told you this is not good. Teach your husband or wife. Give suggestions. Aim at change in people's minds and hearts. Don't just be shooting anyhow. Calculated shooting. Calculated. Aim at change. You see, if it's a habit you had before you married or going into courtship, work on yourself. Sometimes it's not that your spouse is stubborn or doesn't want to listen to advice. It's the way you put things across. You don't know what is effective communication, or in my books and one of my videos, speak at the right time, at the right place. Use the right words, the right attitude, and the right tone of voice. You don't speak anyhow. Typically, when you're upset, have self-control. The fruit of the Spirit in Galatians and chapter 5, 22 and 23 begins with love is the beginning, then joy, because you are showing love by obeying God. St. John 14:50. If you love me, obey my commandments, you have joy, then you have your peace, then you be patient, and the rest. It ends in self-control. Self-control is what is used to manage the gifts. It's self-control. Eve didn't have and ate the fruit. And went and ate it. Control yourself. In your relationships, if you give the wrong impression also to your friends, they will take you're a fool. They will let you be paying things here and there you're not supposed to pay. They'll make you gamble. They'll make you drink. They'll make you do all kinds of things. Show every friend you meet in this world, every group you belong to, that you are principled. This I will never do. This I will do. Let your yes be yes and your no be no. Be firm. You see, if you are not trained by parents who are firm and you have come out with that bad habit, decide to be different. And if you are not firm about principles, you are imparting the wrong thing to your children. Some spouses are wonderful. When they married you, you have diluted their principles because of the way you organize yourself, the way you do things, the kind of friendships you got involved in. You have diluted the principles of your wife or husband. It is not too late. Let us go back, admit and work on ourselves. Confess what we are to confess and be wise and careful. Okay? Let us do our best. So don't get into things that will not bless your home. Then finally, find the habits both of you have. What you should stop, what you should modify, what you should improve, and then diligently guard the good ones to establish the best values and virtues for your friendships and associations, for your marriage and family life. Take a decision for God to guide you. Friends are wonderful. They are good. Be a good friend to other people too. If you want to be you want friends, be friendly. Okay? If you want to win, be winsome. Okay? So be friendly, show love, learn to forgive, and learn to be firm in your principles. Don't feel shy or be so weak-willed that you know you should not go. You know you should be firm to stay here, and yet you follow. Be able to say, I have to go home. Don't let them laugh at you if you are going to your wife or your husband. If you know you have to go somewhere at 6 o'clock, don't stay there no matter what it is. Your wife is waiting for you. Your husband is waiting for you. Be principled with time, with your spouse. May God help us with that. Don't get carried away with your times of your student days and your boyish or girlish days, and you are carried away with conversation and things, and it's time to help the kids with the homework, time to do this, time to attend this family thing. Family first before anything else. Don't go to any meeting and think because it's ministry or it's a very important thing, you are the chair of the committee, you are the senior pastor, you are the bishop, the apostle, overseer, you are the managing director, you are the CEO, and you are the one who formed the organization, you are the founder of this, and then you get carried away with that idea and you are not performing your duties at home. See, you see some friends and you have forgotten that you are even with your spouse. You go to places. That thing is not good. Let everybody see, this is my wife, this is my husband. See, don't let your friends visit you at home and go away thinking, oh, your wife is just number 10 down the road. Your husband is like this. Or you walk into places, the way you behave, as if, oh, you are important. You go to places, and your spouse is not important at all in your behavior, at a party, at a church meeting, at a meeting at work. You see, in that hospital, in that corporation, in that organization, at that law court, in that classroom, in the institution, the department, in that market, in that store, in that place, in the community, let them see this is my spouse. No friend, no organization, no group should come between me and my spouse and my family first. And then when you do it, God will bless you and strengthen you. Then it can be a blessing to the others. May God help us to make the best friends. And may the Lord strengthen us to be able to make changes we have to make. In Jesus' name, amen. God bless you. You can call me in the United States on 1-917-741-0643. 1-917-741-0643. In Ghana, call 020-812-6533. Ghana code is 233. So 233-20-812-6533. In Kumasi, Ghana, call 0275-353-802. 0275-353-802. The email is KISSEADOO@msn.com. KISSEADOO@msn.com. There is a website, www.fruitfulministriesint.com. Ministries, RIES. fruitfulministriesint.com. Our ministry is Fruitful Ministries International Incorporated, and I'm the president of the group. This is Dr. Samuel Kisseadoo speaking in Hampton, Virginia. Listen to my weekly broadcast on Family Life on Joy 99.7 FM. Saturday mornings, 5:30 a.m. to 6 a.m., 5:30 in the morning. Obtain it anywhere in the world using myjoyonline.com. myjoyonline.com and go to live radio. Go to amazon.com and put in Dr. Samuel, Kisseadoo, and get some of my Kindle versions of some of my books. My books are Talent Bookstore in Ghana. If you call these numbers, my number or the number in Ghana, we'll make them available also to you. I'm on Facebook as Dr. Samuel Kisseadoo, Reverend Dr. Kisseadoo, and Dr. Samuel V. Initial Kisseadoo. If it is full, the Samuel V. Kisseadoo is community page. You just like it and you can read some of my messages. I'm also on WhatsApp. So you can call, you can text me or WhatsApp me on the numbers I've given, 1-917-741-0643, 020-812-6533. May God bless you and help you to get the best friends. Friends that are useful. Jesus called us friends. Friends. Be a friend to people. And don't just make use of them. Be available to them, but don't let people use you unnecessarily. And be guided. Let your friendships strengthen you, not pull you down, and typically affect your marriage or courtship or family life or morals negatively. It's not good. God bless you.